You're tuned to Home Sweet Home. And now, here's Russ McClellan.
Hey, good Saturday morning to you. This is Russ McClellan with Home Sweet Home. Saturday in March, we're having fun, and that's a very liberal word right now, but, you know, I have somebody that's been, it's kind of an honor to have on the show, Setema Gali. I met you one time, my friend, and it's not like I've got all these contacts in the world, but a guy told a guy that told me that you were going to be in the Seattle area one time and that I should find my way over there to meet you. And I just want to welcome you to the Home Sweet Home Show with Russ McClellan and friends, and thanks for taking the time. We're honored to have you on the show.
Russ, it's my honor to be with you today. Thank you for the invitation, and I'm looking forward to being together today.
Right on. Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Setema because, you know, sometimes when you trust people, sometimes they can steer you in the right direction. Sometimes they can steer you in the wrong direction. You got to have self-identification and self-awareness. But what I did is when I trust somebody that says, go see this guy, I didn't even really ask him who he was. I didn't even know who you were. And I think I was in the first couple rows. And, you know, I don't know if you remember my aerodynamic haircut, but you blew my hair back a little bit. So anyway, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Setema. You know, you were a high school phenom athlete, football player, full ride scholarship to the BYU. You know, where you got your education, and while at BYU, Setema put school and football on hold to serve a 2-year mission for your church in Micronesia, Guam, where you learned a foreign language, was a leader to over 120 missionaries for a couple years, and then upon returning home, became a captain of the football team, and were an all-conference player during your senior years. Setema graduated at BYU in 2001. Bam, just like that. It's been 19 years ago. Setema went on to play in the NFL with the New England Patriots, where he became a Super Bowl champion. After retiring from the NFL, Setema built a mortgage and a real estate empire after losing everything he had in the mortgage collapse. I can relate to that feeling. Setema rebuilt his life as a door-to-door salesman, recruiter, and sales manager, followed his heart after a very successful career as a top sales professional where he now coaches entrepreneurs and business owners all over the world how to live powerfully and how to create real results that matter. From authors, attorneys, surgeons, real estate investors, business owners, marketers, fitness entrepreneurs, coaches, sales professionals, executive trainers, Setema coaches and trains people from all walks of life who are highly committed to producing results personally and professionally. Setema is married to his best friend, and today they live in Southern California with their 3 sons. A speaker, a trainer, a coach, author, husband, father, and game changer, especially in times like this. Setema is a leader for leaders. He not only speaks and influences, he leads and transforms lives, marriages, families, and organizations. From his podcast, Your Daily Revolution, check that out, Your Daily Revolution with Setema, to his books and his presentations, Setema never stops influencing, inspiring, and moving people to live life to their fullest and to live their greatest life possible. All right. You know, you asked me, you said I could shorten that up, but you know what? When something's powerful in a time like this, I think it's good to share it. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you so much. Again, I'm honored. I'm grateful. I'm humbled to be with you today.
You know, we were talking about it. I got an email from you, which kind of sparked this, and I'm on your email list, and I enjoy it every time. You're very inspirational. And you had some, you know, during this time of coronavirus, businesses shutting down, you know, all ends of the spectrum of risk tolerance and, you know, fear tolerance. You had a pretty interesting take on it. You know, you had some basic, you know, one of the things I talked about, what you talked about was your 4 principles just today or the other day. Maybe you go into what should people be thinking about right now? There's a lot of change. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty right now.
You know, I went through something similar to this. Obviously not the virus, but, you know, back when we both experienced the 2008, 2009 crash, you know, I hit the bottom. I got paralyzed. I just was so overwhelmed. And here we are in a very similar situation, right? Businesses are going to be impacted. Everyone, and I mean everyone's going to be impacted. Job, employees, business owners, entrepreneurs, school teachers, athletes, the networks. And so, you know, my biggest thing that I would, to answer that question, would say, like, focus on what you can control. You know, if you watch the news and you start looking at social media, it is so easy, right, to get caught in this scarcity and the fear and the doubt and the worry and this kind of this pandemonium. And my thing is, if that's what you want, then what a great time for you. But if it's not what you want, then focus on what you want. I say this often, powerful people. When I say powerful people, I mean people who produce results, people who are in charge of their life, people who take responsibility, people who are leaders. Powerful people, they're constantly focused on what they want and the upside of it, right? The life they want to feel good, the legacy, the relationships. And I know for a fact that when this blows over, and it will, it might take 3 months, it might take 6 months, I don't know. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me because I can only control what I can control. And if I'm focused on like really innovating my life right now, God, what a great time for entrepreneurs, for even if you have a job, if you're an employee. Why? Because what a time to be alive. This is a time to be with your family, to reconnect, to slow down. If you've been super, super busy grinding, and just a time to take it in and to ask some greater questions like, hey, what can I learn, and who can I connect with, and what skills could I develop, and what books could I read? And I mean, look, that's the take, right? That's the focus right now. And that was a long answer to one question, but that's where I'm at right now.
No, yeah, one of the things I think is weird, Tim, is that right now, especially isolationism. As Americans, as a free market economy, as a land of the free, home of the brave, we can cross borders without too much problem. And all of a sudden, we're getting told to isolate. Well, the thing about one of the things you said in your email you sent out, it's isolation doesn't mean you have to, duct tape your mouth and hide in a closet. I mean, we're communal people. So maybe using that technology platform to create social groups where you can reach out. One of the things you said is reach out to 5 friends. If you want some connection, care about people, see how they're doing. One of the things you said was, go ask an elderly person if they need groceries. What can we do? Where can we go help people, and go from that? If there's nothing else, maybe that purpose of giving and being selfless and focusing on that alone for a while. I mean, sometimes do you think that if you, like you said, if it's just the unknown, all-encompassing, that creates so much like panic, basically, versus a direction? Is that a good place for people to start? Just kind of focus on someone else?
Yeah, 100%. I was coming home a few days ago from the gym, and I go to the gym, I wash my hands, and I'm driving, and I just have this strong impression, or I call it a strong impression. I call it the voice, and it was like, you should go visit these people. So I drive over, look at their address, I go to church with them, and I go over to their house, and I'm healthy, and I knock on the door. I'm like, hey, let me hang out here. I just wanted to check in on you guys. I'm like, no, just come in. We know you're good. And so a couple's in their 70s and 80s, and a husband and a wife, and 20-plus years, been retired. I sat with them for an hour, and I just talked with them and listened, and I helped her put a ladder away and helped her do some things around the house, and it just felt so good. I called my father a couple days ago. We sat to my mother yesterday, and I'm just reconnecting, and we're being forced to slow down, and I don't mean slow down in business. I mean just slow down life, like really start to take in the moments, really feel the day more, create a daily life experience where it's not just go, 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 get mine. It's, geez, man, who can I connect with right now?
Yeah, that pattern interrupt, right?
Yeah, that's it. That's a great pattern interrupt.
Yeah, and it's funny, my parents are going through some tough times. My dad's 86, had a stroke about 4 years ago, and recently I've been dealing with hospice and kind of watching a stoic cowboy farmer, raise 3 kids on 10 acres of apples kind of go to the end, just that last chapter. And as he's so stoic, and I was looking at him and just reflecting on all those moments that he took the time, back when the VHS cameras, when I was playing football in high school or basketball in college, and he'd be in the stands, even in college, sitting there with the VHS player, watching every game, spending that present time with with me, as I reflect now, he's 86 years old, and I'm like, wow, physically he's not the same, but mentally he's empowered so many people through so many selfless, generous acts that as we got busier and busier, and remember, he came from a time where, when he looked out the window in 1940 something, 40, what was it, 41? All right, I'm getting in trouble now. He thought there was, some problems with World War II after Pearl Harbor, looking out over our hometown Lake Chelan going, whoa, where are the airplanes? This is a different time in technology where even though we have all this ability sometimes just a very basic stoic, put a hand out, and, even if it's virtually, and say, what can I do for you?
That is a great place to start, and it just begins the journey for someone to take advantage of this time right now. Again, you can live in fear, you can live in doubt, and some people have emailed me back saying, hey, you need to be more realistic, and you need to get your head out of the sand. And I just kind of smile like, I am realistic, because this is going to be one of the greatest times where people will really redefine and rediscover again who they are, what their purpose is, what they really want, what they don't want. And, with all the extra time without traveling and going out to restaurants and gyms, you're going to have a lot of time to reflect. And one of my mentors, very well-to-do, just incredible human being, individual, he's like, I take time every day to sit and think. And when he said that, I'd heard that maybe a year ago. I was like, I don't got time for that. And now we all got time. Like, we got time to be with our children, our grandchildren. We got time to go on a walk, to reflect, to just have a reverence for life. And, it's a different way to live. A lot of people they're really caught up in the fear, the pandemonium, the chaos, the panic. And I'd say if that's not what you want, you have the power to change that, and you absolutely do.
All right, man. When we come back, you mind sticking around for the second segment here and talking some more, Setema?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm here as long as we need.
All right, man. Well, adversity breeds clarity if you let it. So we're talking about, we'll be back with Home Sweet Home and Russ McClellan in just a few minutes, and talking with Setema Gali, one of the best. Talk to you in a few minutes.
Home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.